What if the way you speak is quietly telling the world who you are, and the world thinks that you're worth or not? The Indian accent has become one of the most recognizable English accents on the planet. But there's an uncomfortable question. Why are some accents described as sophisticated, good, powerful, presentable, while the Indian accent is still mocked? For millions of Indians living abroad, the answer is not simply how they pronounce. It is the identity. Many Indians change the way they speak when they move overseas, especially in the cases of Canada. Indian people who move to Canada change their accents altogether. The way they pronounce, the way they speak, the language, the flow, everything gets changed. So are Indians ashamed of the Indian accent? Well, let's get more about it. Well, the Indians abroad, their accent can suddenly disappear. When they move there, they are being labeled as fake, not necessarily, but the linguistics that are long observed that people naturally adapt their speech to the communities around them. Americans living in Britain can pick up the British patterns. Australians living in US can change their pronunciations. Indians are doing something similar, but still they are mocked. However, there is another uniquely Indian complication. Indians often use English to communicate with other Indians, often from completely different linguistic backgrounds. It's a bridge between the different linguistic barriers. A Punjabi speaker, a Tamil speaker, and a Bengali speaker may all of them use English as their common language. So abroad, the Indian accent can become a kind of shared linguistic identity. And yet, many people still associate accents with the status. Think about the stereotype. A British accent can suggest sophistication. A French can suggest romance. An Australian accent can suggest adventure. These perceptions were not created by pronunciations alone. They were built through the history, power, cinema, television, and the pop culture. And what happens when India's global image changes just because how Indians speak? That could change everything. Indian cinema, the global sports, tech, business, and cultural exports, they are already giving the world new image of Indian identity. From the global celebrities to entrepreneurs and athletes, Indians are increasingly being heard on the international platforms without hiding where they are from. They are proudly saying that they are from India. Well, make no mistakes here, the goal should not be to make the Indian accent sound cool by copying someone else. But the bigger goal is the confidence. Because an accent is not a measure of your intelligence, your class, or your competence. It is a record of where you come from. It is your identity and where you have been. And perhaps the day Indian accent stops needing approval for the world, people label it as the thick accent. But let me tell you, it is a powerful in its own right. What do you have to say about this? Make sure to comment down below.